Jolan True Centurions, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates. I am Fleet Admiral Tirek of the Battleship VIII as we continue our campaign against the United Federation of Planets. And we are doing relatively well here, starting to poke in against their actual planets, but I see right now that our current base of operations is completely cut off from all friendly territory, so let's hop back here and try and reconnect the lines, because that might be a little bit important. We don't, after all, want to get surrounded and annihilated. This would be a very big ship for the Romulan Navy to lose. Oh, who am I kidding? By this point, our production value should be so high that we have no concern for such paltry things. Set our plasma torpedoes, of course, to enveloping right off the bat. How much power do I currently have available? Not enough. Pop down one. Just to get this stuff out of the way, we're going 4 ECCM. 2 ECM. The AI really doesn't seem to like committing super heavily into ECM to the point where they're putting out 6 points of it. Partially because they would like to have some of their own ECCM against, or their own ECM against our... Complicated letters, lots and lots of E's and C's, just in random orders. So what the AI wants to do is they want to have some electronic countermeasures against us. We're pumping out 4 points, they're willing to throw 4 points into it. But at the same time, we're also putting out a little bit of ECM, they don't like that, so they want to counteract that. So because you can only put a maximum of 6 points of power into your ECM system, we can basically cap them and force them to do what we want them to do. And because we're a battleship, we have absolutely hilarious amounts of power, so we can do whatever the heck we want. So let's make sure that we're not forgetting things. Kick up the forward shield to the maximum level. You are some kind of battleship. You are a battleship carrier, so very dangerous under the right circumstances. However, it does appear to be all alone, and we are currently escorted by the Cougar. Appears to be some kind of Orion pirate vessel armed with 2 fusion beams and an expanding sphere generator. That was a heck of a close-range punch. As well as the Red Joker, armed with just a couple of fusion beams and a bunch of phasers. So apparently we are in an area of space where the pirates like to get in knife fight close, which I suppose has a certain appeal. After all, if you're pirates, you need to get in close, knock down the shields, and then beam your people over. So if you're not within a range of 5.99, well, what are you doing? Because you ain't stealing anything. So ready to go and knock out this gigantic dreadnought, and hopefully without taking any damage. That would of course be the most optimal outcome. Wow, that is some accurate gunnery right there. I think he's got 8 photon torpedoes, and he hit with 6 of them, which is pretty impressive. Yes, they were proximity mode. Proximity photon torpedoes are really accurate. They're designed for long-range firepower after all, but, you know, still, 6 out of 8. That's really good. Yep, he does have 8 photon torpedoes and 3 missile launchers. He's missing a stern-firing photon torpedo, as well as an additional 3 missile launchers, I believe, which comes off of the normal battleship class, USS Yamamoto. A battleship which just keeps coming back. Pseudo torpedoes away and begin our turn. Also begin our slowdown, because, you know, if we get too close to him, then we won't be able to do this whole little zigzag that we like to do so that we can keep our speed up. But also so that we can keep our distance. Because if you get too close with plasma torpedoes, especially enveloping plasma torpedoes, oh boy does it hurt when you fire. So prepare our actual plasma torpedo load, just so we can laugh at him at the very end. Keep turning a little bit. Wow, they are just really chucking mines at each other a lot. An interesting strategy, and something we should probably start taking up. I mean, it's good damage. It legitimately is a good idea. And we have speed. And the fighters just finished killing somebody. Oh boy. We also have incoming missiles, but not to worry, because we have a flawless point defense system. Fire the phasers, and the plasma torpedo, if you don't mind. There we go. We can set our plasma torpedoes back to normal mode. And almost took out all of his shields. And we are firing through a couple of holes in his shields. Looks like a whole ton of Hawks currently now going to bully the Cougar, which I suppose is as good a use as any for Hawks. So let's try and continue to focus on the mothership. Although, if we get an opportunity to kill some Hawks, that would be really good for us. Hi. Am I going to get a shot on you? Oh, come on, tell me we can kill him. Taking out fighters is huge. I mean, yeah, they're not great fighters. There we go, took him out. And fire some more phasers right into him because he decided to ask for it. And we'll begin our turn into the minefield that we are not currently looking at, which will probably mean that we will hit some mines. But I'm not at all concerned about that. Incoming fighters, but we are steadily whittling their numbers down. So at this point, 3 or 6 phaser 3s we should be able to handle. And if you keep on that course, you may put yourself in a position where we can kill you. So guiding ourselves through the minefield. Unfortunately, they completely took out our stern shields with some supremely accurate photon torpedo fire. So we're going to bash through this mine because we have the points to do so. Yep, no problem whatsoever on the forward shield. and continue to blast away. We probably should be switching our shielding to cover the stern, because that's where the enemy is, but I don't think we're going to bother, because I don't think he's going to be around much longer. We're dealing some really good phaser damage here. Let's also try to avoid causing too much damage with plasma torpedoes, because we're on top of him. If we were to fire our plasma torpedoes from this range, we would receive a massive amount of splashback, although not as significant as we have before, since after all, we are only using standard plasma torpedoes now. They're not enveloping. And he does not have enough energy to hold off against us. We are currently setting up at a defense shift of 1, and we took out all his fighters. He's done for. A little bit more range would be nice, I think. Plasma F, slow down. Plasma S, yeah, that's fine. Turn on in. Yeah, I think we're at a range far enough. Plasma torpedoes of all stripes. There you go. That'll do it. He's done for. Good night. It's always a fun time when you can take out the gigantic battleship carriers, although we do run into a lot of those. For obvious reasons. I mean, we're a huge, powerful ship. Of course they want to send the biggest and best at us. 200 prestige only for that, but I again suppose it was a little bit of a seal clubbing exercise. I mean, we bring that much firepower, and all they've got is that. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. So, another mission, a convoy assault. Not a huge fan of the convoy assault as Romulans. Especially not when we do that. Holy crap. High. Plasma torpedoes immediately to enveloping mode. Because there's no point in not at this point. Overload. Full power on the phasers. Forward shields. Put them to maximum firepower. He's already launched his fighters, hasn't he? Are you a battleship or a battleship carrier? You're a normal battleship. Okay, so this is both good and bad. Good because, you know, fewer fighters. Bad because battleship. Well, it looks like the Cougar decided to show up to help out with this one, so that's not a bad thing. So, little Dreadnought. How should we handle you? I'm not 100% sure. How's our forward shield status going? Oh, we're getting a real decent amount of firepower currently built up into that. Phaser capacitor is at full charge, and the Hawks are ranging well ahead. So that actually works out very much in our favor. As long as we keep the Hawks very much in the front arc as well, we will fire 2 plasma torpedoes apiece. And how many? Yeah, there's only 4 Hawks in total here. So we should be able to wipe them out, hopefully with just the plasma Ds, which are fully charged and ready to rock. Also, that forward shield, more than enough firepower right now to handle any bombardment. Yep, there goes the initial firing. Unfortunately, it's not firing as much as I would like to do. Incoming photon torpedoes. Accurate hits. Fortunately for us, not accurate enough. And a little bit more firepower. We've almost killed them all. Killed them all. Almost. Let me launch. There we go. Okay. Harass. Harass. So we've taken out his entire fighter group for, you know, whatever that's worth. He should have his Wild Weasel ready by now. Our plasma torpedoes are almost set and ready to rock. So let's kick up the speed just a little bit. We'll prepare to fire a massive pseudo-torpedo barrage. Oh crap, should have fired that a little bit earlier just so it would keep our little pseudo-frigates from trying to engage. And there's his crash stop. Excellent. It's exactly what we are anticipating. The USS Tokyo. And currently sitting out there under a defense shift thanks to its powerful Wild Weasel. We need to get on top of our own electronic warfare system. So we'll shove a whole bunch of power points into that. And, I sent you guys to harass. You shouldn't be trying to get that close. Oh, yeah, but I forgot. The AI, it's stupid. Prepare to engage. Full phase of bombardment. Hit him with everything we've got. Oh, that was a decent hit. He's lost all of his shields. And 72 points of energy got through. Continue to engage. We're going to have an S-type plasma torpedo fire from essentially point-blank range here. All weapons. There we go. Get that torpedo out of here. All weapons back to normal, except for these. And no, don't cloak, don't cloak. Tractor defense, tractor defense. Oh, thank God. Unfortunately, we are really, really hurt now. Well, we're actually not hurt at all. Our shields are very hurt, though, and the moment he gets a good shot in here, we're going to lose that stern shield unless we can keep pulling over fast enough in order to get out of here. There we go. All right, tractor defense. I missed. Stop hitting the X key. Really mind that. It's becoming a problem. Okay, that's the big mine. Hopefully he'll turn in the right direction. But we'll... Oh, good. Didn't actually hit anything with that. So, tractor defense back online, back to full power, and we are currently absorbing a lot of firepower. Continue to engage all weapons, and let's try and turn this hard. We are right on top of each other, which is not a good place to be. Well, we have red shields on 2 arcs that we have to pass through. Keep turning. Defensive plasma torpedoes getting in on the thing. We're able to shut off our defensive systems now. And keep turning. Get back. Oh, we might be able... Yeah, we'll get onto the bow with this one. He's lost enough power systems that he cannot maintain the speed. He's doing a speed of 4 right now. So come on. More phasers. Keep hitting him with the phasers. It does work very effectively. Plasma torpedo will be ready at any moment, and if we're too close... Oh, we're too close. We can't engage with plasma right now. Because if we engage with our plasma torpedoes from here, we will basically shoot ourselves in the face. Defensive plasma torpedo doing excellent work there. Keep firing with phasers. Let's see if we can't tear them apart just with the phasers. That would make my life a lot easier, because if I've got to fire a plasma torpedo into this, things are going to hurt. Plasma torpedo. Okay, that worked. Excellent. Just in time to handle the convoy. So, we have destroyed one of the Federation freighters. I don't think that was us. I think that was the Cougar. Yeah, probably. And we are currently down by 1 fighter. I don't want to hit that mine. I really don't want to hit that mine. Which kind of sucks, because now we got to go around the mine, which we laid. Mistakes were made, I'll admit that. At the time, it didn't feel like that much of a mistake. So we are at the maximum speed that we are going to currently be at while charging those plasma torpedoes, which is pretty quick. We are traveling along at a fairly decent clip. We also have a phaser down and a little bit of air repair and a second phaser down. Although this is only phaser 3, so not super important. Coming around the mine, avoiding all the stuff. And small repair freighter. Oh, you stood no chance. Our pseudo frigate is armed with more plasma torpedoes than a lot of early game frigates. So, oh, but this MMDR seems to want to get into the fray. Hi, I'm going to send a no pseudo torpedo into you. But that's okay, I will overrun you. What are you? Oh, okay. The RIS Atrox, which apparently was here, and I did not pay attention. Very stealthy, that ship. And that is actually running the stock Warbird model. That's quite nice. So let's quickly annihilate this MMDR before we can take a look at the, what are you? The Atrox. So missile right into us. Phasers are doing the job. As you can see, this is basically a Diderotix class. Maybe you can't see it. He is, after all, mostly invisible. If he comes out of cloak, we'll be able to see him. So let's target our enemies. Oh, that's our only enemies left. Okay. Set a course for the APXs, which apparently are Klingon ships? No, they're Hydrogen ships, but they're showing... So, it's part of a Federation convoy. It has an appearance of a Hydrogen freighter, and the Klingon MFD on the freighter. That makes so much sense. So we will just soar on in here and, well, annihilate him. We still don't have a pseudo-torpedo, but we will shortly, and that'll bait the response we want from them. So, come on, pseudos. A little bit longer. How's the Praxis doing? Nope, the Atrox is still under stealth. Pseudo-plasma torpedo any second now would be really cool. Come on. You know you want to give it to me. And the Atrox has come out of cloak, I believe. And yep, as you can see, it is basically a Diderotix class, which is pretty funny. Oh, hi. We have a freighter. Phasers. And the other one. Can he stop in time? Yes, he can. Wow, that's some fast reactions right there. Prepare to fire stern plasma torpedo. In 3, 2, now. Go on, fire. That S-type plasma torpedo has such a delay on it. I don't know why, but it just seems to take forever to get out of the tube. So another successful mission brought to a close by us. Convoy mission, unfortunately, that's going to be a very expensive convoy mission. 230 of prestige to replace one of those pseudo-frigates. The cost to take out the convoy was just enough to cover for the pseudo-frigate. Gee, thanks, game. I will go on the asteroid-based assault, even though I don't really like asteroid-based assaults. Not because, you know, they're special or anything. Asteroid-based assaults are just kind of boring. Not quite as bad as shipyard assaults, but in a similar vein. I mean, you've already won after you've taken out the mobile element. It's just a matter of time. So, set our systems to enveloping mode, just so that we can kill everything. Phasers to overload, make sure we're dealing as much damage as we can, and increase the speed of time. And pick up a little bit more engine power, just so we sort of soar on in. And we're currently squaring off against a single Federation frigate, who according to this is an FCR. Oh, you poor, poor child. How did you draw this duty? You have been tasked with protecting the entirety of this space sector, all on your own. I really feel sorry for this guy. He has no idea what's... Well, he knows exactly what's going to hit him, but he comes anyway. This is the true Federation captain, brave to a fault. He is brave not for glory, not for victory, but to try and buy time for the poor souls upon the asteroid mining base, who are frantically fleeing to attempt to get away from the cruel, oppressive Romulan Empire. Which is pretty accurate. Yeah. Pseudo-torpedo. Just because he's going to have a bad day, we may as well make it as bad as possible. Or maybe shorten it as much as possible. He's armed with a single missile launcher, 2 Phaser X's and 2 Phaser 3s. Yep. That was the response we were expecting. That's going to be the response that's going to get you killed. I mean, you didn't have any choice. I mean, that was the only option here. But, you know, it's still very sad for you. Very much outclassed and outgunned here. Wait for him to get to speed. Goodbye. I'd suggest you take the life pods, but no. And that's that. Freighter destroyed, or frigate, although compared to us, they may as well be the same thing. And let's just continually, slowly set a course, trying to find an asteroid mining base. Pick up some speed, because we can. A little bit more, one more. That's just enough. 1.8 points of power. Unfortunately, if we put any more points of energy into this, we'll stop loading the plasma torpedo. Once again, graphical glitch. There's our target, asteroid base located. And our shields are up to 4.5%. Well, 4.5 points of power. From this range, I'm perfectly content to zip along at this speed and, well, annihilate him. We will get a free pseudo-torpedo launch, which will mean that our plasma torpedoes will hit at full damage. So he is basically screwed. Really no other way to put that. Although we will start to slow down as we get a little bit closer, because those phaser 4s are actually deadly. I mean, legitimately, this asteroid base could defeat us. That is 100% a possibility. Not a great one, but a possibility. So we'll set up this plasma torpedo. Wait to the range. Fire. Prepare the heavy plasma torpedoes. Just the heavy ones. We don't need the smalls. And engage at 3, 2, 1, now. And slow way down. We're going to basically run into this thing. Small plasma torpedoes. So he just wasted his entire defensive armament. And now we follow up with this. 228 damage, plus another, however much that's going to be, 30. And all the phasers. We have 10 points of energy in our forward shield. Oh crap. The forward shield held! Woo! Hallelujah! Praise the gods of the forward shield, for they have eaten a lot of damage right there. Fortunately, I was expecting... Well, I keep hoping that we would actually take out, you know, any sort of his defenses, and we don't. There we go. That's that plasma torpedo into that. Is that going to kill you? It does not. Plasma torpedoes, we'll keep them on the heavy siege mode. Yeah, that's fine. Just keep blinking away with the phasers, just steadily. Try and knock them out. Maybe you'll take out the whole base. I was going to say the Phaser 4, but that'll work too. I will fully take that one. It's always interesting on those asteroid bases, because unless you annihilate that Phaser 4, the BPV stays super high. And once you annihilate that Phaser 4, the BPV drops like a rock. So an asteroid base, depending on which subsystem is destroyed, will either look to be at nearly full health or nearly completely dead. Even if the actual nature of that may not be anything related to it. So, another patrol, another mission. This time an actual normal patrol instead of anything special. Plasma torpedoes, of course, to enveloping. Come over here, wait for the phase capacitor, because, you know, we're going to need to wait for it. 4 and 2, and shields to heavy front. Full firepower. Target the dreadnought. What kind of dreadnought? You are a BBX. So, just another normal Federation dreadnought. Nothing too special, nothing too dangerous here. We're fully capable of taking him out. In fact, we're more than capable of taking him out. We outgun him by a pretty considerable margin, actually. Very, very sad day for you, sir. You have no idea what's about to hit you. Or maybe you do. Maybe he is a survivor from a previous battle of ours who has been given a bigger, better, more powerful ship to hunt the great white whale that is the Torpedoes. Unfortunately, he fires from maximum range, which had no effect. And suddenly we have opened fire with a massive tidal wave of plasma. How shall he respond? Well, he will respond exactly as the Federation field manual taught him to respond. Hit the emergency stop. Deploy a wild weasel. And that's exactly what he did, because what he didn't realize from the Federation Tactics Manual was, no, upon launching of that much plasma, immediately fire a probe to figure out if that was real plasma. If not, yeah, wait for it. That is why that sort of tidal wave attack will never really work on human players. Come on, keep firing defensive plasma torpedoes. And do I need to kill anything else? Okay, you're all dead. Hi. In another little bit of energy, you will be within range. That's fine. It looks like it's stopped working anyway, although you... Oh, he fired a scatter pack. I didn't realize you still had energy to do that. Activate the point defense tractor beams, because we're going to need it. And another S-type plasma torpedo, if you don't mind. All plasma torpedoes back to normal mode. Give us our power back. Tractor beams taking over, doing their wonderful work. Woo! A lot of incoming firepower, but all of it missed. And that was actually pretty nice to see that much incoming firepower and not a single hit there. And another photon torpedo. Wow, he's just having no luck here. His gunnery crews are like, what the heck is going on? Although, to be fair, we do have a defense shift right now. Because I think we've knocked out his ECM systems. Which is pretty big, actually. If he can't hit the broadside of a barn, that's really useful for us. And we're just sort of soaring around him, trying to get better shots here, and just blasting away. There is no reason for him to not do this, because, well, he doesn't have any shields on this side with which to worry about lowering. Although we probably should switch our defensive over to this starboard side, because this is the only side we're going to be taking damage from, so probably the best to fight. And how are we on power consumption right now? We still have a little bit of power. Okay, wonderful. We can't keep firing phasers. We're out of phasers to fire, which is a problem. We're also out of plasma torpedoes to fire, so this is one of those moments where you're a Romulan captain and you're just kind of sitting there. Hi. Now let me ask you this question. Are you 100% sure that you are doing what you think you want to do? I ask this for a simple reason. Okay, come on, tiny. There we go. Because of this. Are you 100% certain you want to be hooked up to me and unable to deploy wild weasels? Yes, you are? Okay, your choice. Shields, full forward firepower. We're just gonna sit here as long as you keep this up. USS Washington, huh? Oh, you managed to almost cut through my forward shield, but you still haven't, and you're holding me at a range where my plasma torpedoes don't splash back against me. You've made a severe mistake, my friend. You know what, just cut all in control. I don't care if he drags us away. We'll use everything else for the shields. Oh, he let us go. Unfortunately, he let us go and he has no shuttle bay. This captain has obviously never fought us before. If he had, he wouldn't have done that. He also wouldn't have tried to run. He just realized it would have given him time to realize what was happening as the torpedoes came in. So another battleship destroyed, and I don't think he got through our shields. 292 prestige. That's all they're willing to pay us for wiping out a battleship. That does neutralize the tile, and that does firmly establish the fact that we are pushing on the planet of 12-7. That will do it for today. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.